when I think about what makes me patriotic about being an American, and when I think about America's history, because I'm a music geek. Oh, my child knows when I'm about to give a speech, and when I want to say something important, I kind of I lean in and I got you, buddy. All right, hey everybody, welcome back. We are come to the end of our suite of election week deep dives, and we're gonna do probably one of the best music videos I've ever seen. James, I think you feel the same. Yes.
Oh yeah, I was when this thing came out on YouTube and it was on Twitter a lot. I couldn't help it, and this video is awesome. There's so much packed into it. And I will say this, basically all of my insights into this video, I'm not smart enough to come up with them. I read about it and looked into it and stuff. So these aren't my ideas and analysis of the video. It's me parroting what other people have said that I think is accurate.
I've read so much conflicting interpretations that I don't know what's what at this point. What I've come to enjoy more about this video as time has gone on, you know, after the initial brush where you're really getting into the symbolism and symbolism of the lyrics with the images, forget all that for a second. Let's talk about this video as a performance video.
Oh, yeah.
All of the choreography is absolutely amazing. Michael Jackson worthy choreography dancing, and his particular dancing is so amazing, varied, odd looking.
Hypnotic is the word that I've used, and it is and it's important to the concept of the video that his dancing be that way. And you're right. He does it so well that if he didn't, the video would fall apart.
Yeah, this is a stunning display of talent.
Yeah, it is.
Stunning. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Now that we've built the hype as much as humanly possible.
All right, let's do it. This is America by Childish Gambino. Here we go.
So, when I first saw this video, I think I stood up and said, "Holy shit!" when they did that. I was like, I could not believe they actually showed it on camera. And
where were you at work when you?
No, I was at home. So I heard about it at work, on my phone, you know, and I was like, oh, okay. And then when I think I was home and I was reading some article about it, and they were kind of showing clips of the video. So they kind of showed that beginning thing where he pulled the gun and then it cut away. So I just assumed the video cut away too, which is how you see it almost all the time unless you're watching some R-rated movie or something like that. And then to kind of tie back to with what we were talking about with his dancing, I love how they say the lyric a couple of times, and then right before the gunshot goes off, the dance and shake the frame. That line is so central to the whole thing. That is essentially the theme of the music video. It's Childish Gambino with his hypnotic dancing distracting you from the violence that occurs all around. And there's some historical context of that I don't quite remember. but that it's kind of common to, you know, like to tell performers to dance and shake the frame to distract people from the horrors with an amazing performance, and that's essentially what he's doing here. So that's why that dancing in the way he does it is so important to this music video, and he does it so well. So I just that like first time watching it, I think I literally stood up and said, "Oh shit," because I was not expecting that, and I thought it was pretty crazy, and yeah, so that's why we had to stop it there.
My oh shit moment's coming a little bit later.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to it. Well said. Well, and I love how catchy the song is in the beginning.
Yeah.
You just want to party. It's man, so great.
I love the dance and shake the frame, and I don't know if I can't remember if they do it all the time or just at certain times, but was like there's like an echo effect on frame, and so it's like stretched out. I love that effect. I think it's so good.
All right, let's do it. Let's turn this up.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em. Yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, this is gorilla. Yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah, or I'ma get the pad. Yeah, I'm so cold like yeah. I'm so dull like yeah. We gon' blow like yeah.
All right, what's up with the cockfight?
I don't know, man.
I never thought any kind of like, you know, anything talking about that. They're fighting. They're betting on chickens fighting in the background there. Like, what the hell's that? Man,
I don't know. Maybe it's it could go for a metaphor towards, you know, the violence in society and profiting on it, betting on it. You know,
sure.
UFC, boxing, things like that.
Probably. That's where I was leaning as well. I was surprised no one else mentioned it. Yeah. They actually are those CGI chickens or are they real chickens? Are the chickens choreographed into this too? Like I wouldn't put it past them to pull that off. I mean, everything else is so well done.
Yeah. I go into the music for a second. I love that the bass. I think it's the bass that just like it's like almost just a solid sound in the background. I love it. Yeah. I love the way that sounds. And the thing I would say about this song is one of the reasons I really like it musically. You know, kind of getting away from all of the metaphors and the message behind it and stuff is I don't remember ever hearing anything like this before. Like just the way the music in the background sounds, the way he's rapping in kind of what I would call a disjointed fashion, and then kind of then effects on the vocals. I've never quite heard anything like that, and it just struck me as like just something really interesting and new.
And I love what Mason said about the bass line. You're hearing notes, but it's also so thick that it just kind of rolls over.
Yeah, I love the way it sounds. And then going back to the performance piece of this, I forgot how long some of these takes are. you know? So just like getting it all together in one shot, just another, that's impressive.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to talk about, so let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, or I'ma get the pad. Yeah, I'm so cold like yeah. I'm so dull like yeah. We gon' blow like yeah.
Now, I don't know if he is trying to make people laugh, okay? and I'm gonna be a little bit vulnerable, but I'm sorry, the black man, get your money part, that is hysterical to me. I'm sorry, it just is, because it's so farcical in the context of the song that I think humor is a really powerful weapon for protests. You know, I think a lot of the best protest songs have a sense of humor in them. Dark humor, I love dark humor, and I'm picking up on that here. Now, he might not take it that way, but it does make me laugh. Particularly with what's about to come up.
Yeah.
What he does to the people saying that in the video.
Yeah,
I'm like, God dang, that's cold.
With you saying that just now, it made me think maybe, and this is just me thinking, like, I wonder if it's kind of to try and lighten the mood so that what happens next is that much more shocking. You know what I mean? Because his dancing is a little bit over the top and ridiculous here too, and kind of silly. So I wonder if that's kind of, you know, trying to lighten the mood. And with the choir there, you know, that's normally a lighter mood, right? You know, maybe not funny, but choirs, they're happy right now, and they won't be in a minute. And so that makes what's about to happen that much more shocking, right? Like I don't know, maybe that's on purpose. I don't know.
I think so, but you know, I'm open to being completely off base and finding humor where there shouldn't be. But I had to say it because it always makes me chuckle. That the image of the choir singing "Black man, get your money." I'm sorry, that's just funny to me. And then what happens afterward? That is
not funny.
Not funny, and that's my holy shit moment.
Yeah, I kind of guessed.
When I first saw this, I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I want, for anyone who hasn't seen this before, maybe you noticed that on the previous gun scene. Well, watch how they handle the gun.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too.
When he tosses it off.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry.
Yeah. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. Look how I'm geeking now. I'm so pretty. I'm on Gucci. I'm so pretty. Yeah. I'm gonna get it. Watch me move. This is Sally. That's a tool. Yeah. On my Kodak. Black. Ooh, know that. Yeah, know that. Ooh, get it. Hey. Get it. 100 bands. Contraband. I got the plug on who a hawker.
All right, Mason, tell the folks at home, why is there a horse?
Well, I was expecting 3 more of them to be ridden by 4 horsemen. That was the imagery I thought they were going for. I have no idea if that's what they were trying to evoke or not, but it was.
That's what I read as well. But I agree with your observation. Well, wouldn't there be 3 more of them?
Well, but they got the point across, didn't they?
Yeah, but then I start looking around. I'm like, well, maybe there's 3, but they're not on horses. Maybe they're riding something else. I don't know. I mean,
it might have also just been there's the escalating violence in the background. So 1 horse gets the picture across without 4 of them being right on the nose. You know?
Yeah.
So it could be that. I can't remember the names of the 4 horsemen off the top of my head, but maybe it's just supposed to be one of them. You know, because isn't one of them war? You know, so maybe they're trying to get the violence aspect of it across and saying that's one of the 4. I think, or maybe I'm just an idiot and they're going for something completely different. Noticed is that when he comes through the door and the choir is singing, that bass line that we really like is gone. And then when he pulls out the AK and guns the choir down, that bass line hits again. And it gives that moment in time so much more, depth and oomph, if you will. Like, it really adds to that moment when that bass kicks back in. Is just like, I always notice it at that moment in time, and that moment is a powerful moment in a video full of them.
Yep. And then I called out the symbolism with the gun handling. Hopefully y'all caught it. The gun in the beginning of the video and with this section here, when he hands it off, it's handed off into this like velvet red,
the red
cloth,
carpet.
little red carpet. Yeah. Which is, I mean, you know, when I first saw that, I immediately thought like, yeah, we have a gun culture in America. We do kind of worship guns, and we handle, we make sure that the guns are taken care of no matter what, you know?
And then, so one of the things I read, this is again, I didn't come up with this, I read it from somewhere else. This is contrast that with the way the dead bodies are treated. They're just left there, you know, and nothing. And then you forget about them, right? Whereas, so the guns treated, the red carpet treatment, the bodies, whatever. This is America.
That's a tool. Yeah. On my Kodak. Black. Ooh, know that. Yeah. Ooh, get it. Yeah. Work it. 100 bands, 100 bands, 100 bands. Contraband, contraband, contraband. I got the plug on who a hawker. Whoa. They gonna find you like Baka. Blah.
You can hear people screaming as they run away. Well, he doesn't have a gun in his hand at that moment. It's interesting.
America, I just checked my follow and listen. You motherfuckers owe me.
Yeah, that's another part where I laugh. I just checked my follow and listen. You motherfuckers owe me. Like, I'm sorry. That's definitely dark humor. It has to be.
Yeah. So. And
go ahead. This is my favorite. Of all the symbolism coming up, this is my favorite, which is what do you usually see in a rap video? Beautiful, brand new cars, right? So you're gonna see him in a typical rap video format where he's gonna stand on top of a car and do his thing. But look at the cars, all 1980s, early 90s, worn out American cars. Because let's be honest, that's what most folks are driving. You know, if you talk about the working class, they're not driving what the hip hop stars are driving. We're all driving used vehicles. And I think that's also a call out to kind of the heyday of the American manufacturing. Mm-hmm. You know, since the 90s, we make so much less stuff. And so the fact that all these American cars in the scene are all super old 80s, 90s, a lot of them blown out. That symbolism is amazing. And if I were to pick a moment where I think his dancing is my favorite, it is in this scene coming up.
Yeah.
On top of the car. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so like one of the things I read about with where he uses his hand as the gun and when it scares everybody is that's the first time he's implemented himself as the weapon. So if he's saying he is America, like it's like that's why everyone else scatters around him because now he's kind of turning on them.
I never got
something
that.
along those lines, yeah.
No,
but I love
that makes sense. Yeah.
But I also really enjoy the like circle of people dancing around him. Like again, talking about the performance and the choreography of it, it's amazing and just really well done. And then so it's like now he's the weapon and he scares him off. And then I heard somewhere that's like that break in the song is like 17 seconds of silence for the 17 victims of one of like whichever mass shooting this was closest to.
The Sandy Hook.
I thought
it has to be the Sandy Hook.
I can't remember.
I can't remember
when it came out and and all that. So
I remember watching the funeral for the Sandy Hook.
Okay, so that's probably it then.
And they did. I don't know if it was something. You might be thinking of. Oh, there's so many damn mass shootings. How can we keep track? But what I remember is that they did a bell. They chimed the bell for each. Sorry, I'm gonna get choked up talking about it. They chimed the bell for each child that was killed at Sandy Hook, and it seemed. I watched it live at work, and it seemed like it went on forever.
Yeah.
And I never knew that symbolism with that break. I could totally see that being the case. God dang. All right, got a little choked up on that one.
It happens.
It happens. Very cool. Yeah, I never picked up on that. Thank you for explaining that section.
Well,
that makes
I read
a lot
it
of
somewhere. I didn't come up with it on my own.
I just checked my follow and listen. You
You motherfuckers owe me. Right here, this dance part coming up. If I were to pick, like, you know, best 10 seconds of a music video in the last 20 years, that's it. That long zoom out with him dancing on top of that car, I just think it's so iconic already to me.
Yeah.
I love everything about it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on in the video most of the time.
Yeah.
That the simplicity of that, where it's just him on top of the car, and then the slow zoom out instead of all this chaos happening.
Yeah.
It's that right balance, you know, not overwhelming the viewer too much. You're given that it's powerful, iconic imagery, but you're allowing them to process what they just saw plus what they're watching.
Yeah, see, for me, it's the beginning of the video. For a lot of the same reasons.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I could totally see that.
Not the chaos, and I like his dancing at the beginning. Like, it's my favorite part of it. And then right up until my oh shit moment when he shoots the guy in the head is like that to me it's a very iconic opening to the video. Yes. And you immediately know what music video you're talking about with that imagery and all that. So it's funny. It's for the same reasons, but the different part of the video.
Yeah. No, I get it. I bet you if you would put 100 people in the room, you'd probably get 100 different
10 seconds that they liked for it.
What's the best part of the video?
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. All right, let's get back to it. It's going to finish up. And since I'm in control of the thing here, we're going to watch my favorite part again. All right, here we go. Slow down drums on that. I love that. So I just want to applaud everyone that's involved with making that. Yeah. It is a freaking masterpiece of art. I feel like music has really been diminished in our culture in a lot of ways, but the fact that this video has 720 million views on YouTube, man, that makes me so happy.
Yeah,
it makes me so happy because this is the kind of thing that deserves to be seen by everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like bravo, Childish Gambino, whoever directed that, whoever choreographed it, whoever danced in it, like anyone involved in any way, shape, or form, because it is amazing. It's like when somebody asks me what's your favorite music video, that and like one or two others immediately pop into my head, and it's amazing. And then
definitely the best one I've seen in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
by far, yeah.
And then okay, I'm a white guy. I'm about to talk about race relations in America a little bit, so you can feel free to ignore me as a privileged asshole if you want. But I also really like the imagery at the end.
Where's the mute button? Where's the mute button? Go ahead, sir.
I like the imagery at the end, and one of the explanations I've heard for it is that um, throughout the song, Childish Gambino is the tool of America. He is the one dancing and shaking the frame. And then at the end, America has no longer a use for him, so he is no longer their tool for dancing and shaking the frame, and now they're coming after him. And so that's all the people chasing him down at the end. And
that's an interesting take. I always thought it was because he killed all these people. That's okay. But the second a person of color smokes marijuana, then the authorities have it out for them. That's the way I interpreted it at first. But I think you probably onto some bigger things there. Yeah.
And I always thought that was, I guess either way you look at it, is that when you're a person of color, if you're serving America's interests, all is fine and good. But the minute you're not, we'll come after you in a way that is not true for people like me and Justin here. You know, and the marijuana thing strikes a chord too, because I know a couple of people who've worked in law enforcement and stuff like that, and they've made comments like that are like, yeah, you would get away with it, and kind of, at times either implying or flat out saying that if my skin were a few shades darker, not so much, so absolutely. This is America. It's a very good description of the country. It's not right. It's the way this country currently is, and it's a really good way to display it, like him being chased at the end. Especially when he was the center of the attention. He was the everything of the video, right? He was America almost. It's almost like saying that, and then at the end you almost like, oh no, he wasn't America. Now he's being chased by America,
Yeah.
And it's a very powerful commentary on the, America using certain segments of its populace and then not only just discarding them but persecuting them, right? It's just, he's not just off camera now and not the center of attention. He's being actively chased, right? And that comes from a very different view of America than the one that I grew up, in, and I would imagine it has a lot to do with the way I look, unfortunately.
People have been talking about these issues for a long freaking time.
Yeah.
And it seems like we might actually be at a point where things have gotten bad enough that they will get better. I'm not sure, but that does seem to be where we're at. And it's amazing to me that, I don't know, this feels like this video could have came out last week, but it came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we didn't listen. My final thoughts on all of this is that when I think about what makes me most proud about being in America, being an American, is the gifts to the music community that have come from this country. And when I say that, what I am talking about is Black America. Black music is American music. It is it is the cornerstone of most of the genres that I love the most, including rock and roll. And the fact that for the most part that Black America has not been treated well, despite giving so many great gifts that we all enjoy, is very, very heartbreaking to me. Black music is music. It is the cornerstone of much of the music we featured on this channel. It is the starting point of most of the music that we featured on this channel. We owe a lot to Black artists, Black Lives Matter, and Black artists matters, Black music matters, and wow, Childish Gambino gave the world such a gift with this. And you don't put out something like this if you don't think things can change and you don't care. No, nihilism has to take a seat. We all need to do better and believe that change can come. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing? All right, I think that's good. This is America. I'm Justin. That's James. Please be kind to us in the comments.
Yeah.
We're sorry. All right, take care, everybody.